Hi, my name is Anna Monte. I'm a sound designer and co-founder of Delta Soundworks, and we are an audio production company based in Heidelberg in the south of Germany, and we work basically in three branches: XR, full dome, and themed attractions. My interest in sound started very early in life because I studied piano since I was a little girl, since I was 8. And so I went to the music conservatory in Rio in Brazil and studied until I was 18. And when it was time to go to college, I decided to focus more on the behind-the-scenes work of sound. And that's where I studied sound engineering, so recording arts, so that I could actually produce the music and not have to perform it myself. Immersive sound, I started after, the interest started on my last semester at the Filmakademie Baden-Württemberg, where I studied sound design. My graduation project, one of my graduation projects, was a film for tablet. So we would only have watched it on a tablet with headphones. So I went to my student coordinator of my studies and I said, hey, I want to do this with 3D audio so that we have a better immersive effect than just with the regular stereo. So he helped me by getting some tools so that I could do the graduation project, and that was a little bit the start of the journey. And straight after my graduation, which was in 2015, 1 year later, we started our company, Delta Soundworks, focusing on immersive audio because at the time VR was becoming a bigger thing and 360 videos were being available on YouTube. So we decided, hey, I think this media could really use our expertise and maybe we can start a company in that direction. We're using a lot of different immersive audio technology, spatial audio technology. We have mixed things with Dolby Atmos for regular movies, but we also do a lot of object-based mixing directly in the game engine, so things that are rendered in real time. And we also do channel-based stuff depending on what we're working on. For example, if we're doing a movie for a full dome cinema, for a planetarium, then there's loudspeakers that are already positioned in a certain way. But if we do the sound for themed attractions, there's no standard for the loudspeaker. So in a themed attraction, maybe in a waiting area that you want to create a soundscape, they just have loudspeakers that are wildly placed within the room. So you kind of need to build your soundscapes for that system specifically. So it really depends on what kind of project we're working on and then the format that will best fit that media. Dolby Atmos we don't use very much because that's very much focused on cinema and we don't do a lot of cinema mixing. So we've done one mix for the cinema, but usually we use other formats. For example, ambisonics or other kinds of formats that fit better the immersive format that we work with. There's so many different projects that we work on and they're very, very different. When it comes to planetarium movies, so full dome, it's very educational, so it's very important that the educational factor is there more than the entertainment, even though entertainment is also important and helps with education. But for example, if we do something for an amusement park, a themed attraction, then it's very much entertainment based. And for that, we have a lot of projects that we worked on with Europa Park that we're very proud of. And with VR, which is where we started our company, we have one project that we're very proud of. It's a learning application from Stanford University. And this learning application, you can learn about different heart defects and how they sound like, because that's how the doctors diagnose problems when they listen with the stethoscope. They're listening for different rhythms of the heart. So we built a whole library of heart sounds, around 14, I think, and you can learn about these defects on this VR app that you can actually have a real heart in front of you beating, and then you can listen to that heart. So that's something that we're very proud of because it wasn't as exciting from the sound design point of view. The sounds are, we all know sounds from a heart, boom, 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 boom. It's not very exciting, but the research that we did to get to that and to have something that's medically accurate, that we worked very closely with the doctors, that's something that we're still very, very proud of. One of the most challenging projects that we worked on was a VR application called Blautopf VR. So it's a guide that you can visit Germany's biggest cave system.
Mit modernster Technik wurde das Höhlensystem per Fotogrammetrie eingescannt und 1:1 nachgebaut, sodass Sie mithilfe der virtuellen Realität in sie eintauchen können.
And there's several caves. I don't remember how many, maybe 7 different caves, and you can walk through the caves. And it was very challenging because these caves are very dangerous, so you can only visit with a proper guide. And they used photogrammetry to rebuild this cave system, but we weren't on location, so there was no sound. We had to rebuild the sound from zero in the studio. So that was quite interesting and exciting to kind of try to rebuild how does a cave sound like. And the conclusion of the story of what we came up with is that less is more. So there's not a lot happening within a cave, but the acoustics play a very, very important role in a cave. So for example, the less is more approach we used was for each cave, we picked not more than one sound that was happening. So maybe a rock that fell on the water, and then the reverb would just tell you an information of how big that cave was or how small that cave was. So it sounds like an easy task, but it was definitely very challenging to have something acoustically accurate so that you really had the feeling that you were in this cave. So I think there's a lot of different approaches to getting clients. Networking is very important. So of course, events like the FMX are very important for us to talk to people and get information. Of course, social media, LinkedIn has been very useful to connect with people in the right business. And when I graduated from university, a lot of the contacts came actually from my university time. So university is a great time to network and build relationships because a lot of them actually do extend into your professional life.